Welcome back to another episode of The Road to 2200. Looks like my opponent is 1835. We're kind of on a roll up to 1870. We'll see. My opponent's playing into this Mindeno variation of the Caro-Kann. We talked about this a bunch of times. I always go, I don't really know this that well. The game always goes fine, and I never bother learning it even better. So I know this part, and I know E6 is correct. That I will say, this I learned last time was definitely right. I thought it was right. From here, though, I must admit I'm a little bit unclear on where I'm supposed to go. I think it's partially because my opponent has several moves that look quite viable here, and it sort of depends on what they do. Okay. So this is certainly a big moment. Which way are we recapturing? Pretty much thinking I want to go this way. If I go this way, it just feels very awkward, like leaving my king easily checked here. Then I'm going to have a piece pinned to the king. This way feels like a very normal structure that I'm used to. This looks like it could come out of the exchange variation, and now the queen is just in a weird spot, which I think seems fine. I guess I should be aware that is in the position. And then the question is, which square are we going? If we go here, 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 our pawns are a bit messed up, but I think I like having the bigger center. I like having the knight on a square it wants to be on if they don't take. If they do take, I think I'm okay with that. If they don't take right away, I might just stick the queen here. What are they going to do? Are they going to go back? Maybe. This also looks tempting. My only worry about putting the queen here is it's a little bit out of play, and it's not like I'm attacking the bishop to actually take it. I would be attacking this, which is good. And they can't back it up easily. So I think I am going to go here for several reasons. First of all, it protects my pawn structure here if they take. Second of all, it's pressuring this pawn, and there's nothing they can do other than maybe go there, which I wouldn't mind that much. I think that would be fine. And they can't move this guy. He is now pinned because of this. And then now I even have this idea. And then if they try to chase him, that ends the game with takes, check, and then here. So I think that's the route we're going to take. This was a pretty predictable move. I guess the problem with this is something like this. I know it's going to be hard to deal with the situation, but it's just so tempting. So you have to think, like, if we go here, and let's say they make the right move, which would be what? I guess it would be takes here. And then I take, and then they come over here to pressure it. No, I would take this way. I'm going to do it. I'm not sure this is right. It certainly gives me a chance to just win the game on the spot. If they don't take here, I think they lose. I'm trying to think of any other move that would not lose this game instantly. Yeah, so they made the right move. I'm going to go here. This actually wins a pawn. But this would lose a rook. Okay. So we went there, which kind of lets me out of any trouble I might have had. This pawn is still very vulnerable, but I think a smarter idea is just to go here first. Then we can work on messing with that pawn. Yeah, let's just get developed so they can't do this kind of stuff, because now we could just castle. I suppose then they could follow up with that, but you know, then we could go like this. We're safe. Then this problem, it reemerges. So I feel like they're going to castle. We're going to castle. And then maybe here. And if that happens, maybe this is good. This pawn is in... It's going to have a tough game. Because this knight is here, anytime the knight moves, the pawn hangs. So like if I go here, and it's really having a hard time. Okay. Interesting. What this allows me to do is takes, takes, takes. And then if here... Oh, I guess it can't come back to here because they'll take in there. So that's a really important piece to keep in mind. Also takes... Could just take, take. But then we move. It's a tough question. I don't think I want to go here. Takes. It's kind of a weird setup. Does expose that, so maybe we should look at it at least. Here, I kind of feel like they have to take. Then I take. So I've got this pawn here threatening their queen. They cannot just take it. And they can't go here, because that would take their queen. So they got to move the queen. Maybe they go here. And then... what? I could take here. But they're getting a pretty menacing looking attack. Then they get to follow up with this. Okay, well, again, if I take here and they take here immediately, and then I go here, I would have to go to like here, I guess. Then that's not dropping. And if I go here and they take, then what? Then I go here, I guess. Okay, I'm going to go this route. This might be a bad idea. I feel like I had the advantage, and maybe I'm giving up some of my advantage here. Okay, so if he takes that way, then I was thinking I would go here. I'm hitting this pawn. I'm hitting this bishop. If they go like here, and then go here or something, I don't know, this feels pretty reasonable. I think I'm taking this way. I would love if they wanted to trade here, and then I'm just up a pawn. And then if they try to pressure this, I just go here, and I stack my rooks on the c file, and I feel like I'm in quite good shape here. Okay, I wasn't expecting that move. It's not necessarily a bad move. I can no longer go here. If I go here, and then they sort of, maybe here, go in a more threatening spot. How's this working out? I guess then, well, they can't follow up with that. I think I'm going here. This kind of feels like an only move scenario. And if they go here, we win a pawn. Ah, that's maybe their target. That's a good idea. I like that idea. But I think I can go here. And then when they move back, then this thing still hangs. And it's even worse, because now I take here with the double attack. So I feel like it was a good idea on their part, but I think they didn't look at it deeply enough. I think they thought this would fix their problems. And that seems pretty reasonable from way back here to think like, ooh, I'm going to go here, here, and hold everything together, missing going one move farther. So what else could they do here? Because right now it feels like they're in quite a bit of trouble. I feel like they're going to go here. Okay, they're going there. Okay. That's a good idea, because now if I take here with the queen, this falls. And then we're just even. If I take this way, though, I'm hitting that rook. Can I go somewhere cool this knight? I guess I would be threatening that. Yeah, and if they go like here, then I just come back and it's fine. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then it also exposes that pawn. Okay, I think this works. Okay. I mean, we got nothing around the king, though. Look at this. Our king is like, guys, like, you know I'm important, right? Maybe you should guard me a little. And we're like, nah, man, you'll be fine. Stop panicking. You'll be okay. All right, I think now we just bring him back. Yes, that rook can get involved. It's just a little scary, but I can also go here and really make this bishop kind of make some choices. If it comes out this way, I think I'll be happy. If it goes here, I mean, there's a world where this rook comes back this way, maybe. But I'm up a clean pawn, and their pawns are a mess. So, like, they have 3 disconnected pawns right now. They could connect these two, But for now, it is 3 disconnected pawns that are all targets. Interesting. Okay. I guess what I missed in my initial assessment was this followed by that. And that probably is good, right? Once I move away, the queen falls. So I guess that does not work for me. But doesn't this just win the game? I'm forking everything. I think that wins. Just trying to make sure there's no attack out of nowhere, but I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go here and say, I think that wins. We're up a pawn and now an exchange. We're giving up a pretty good knight to do it, which is, you know, a little bit annoying, but I'm going to take this way if I can. If they let me. Like, let's say they go here or something. I'll take this guy and then this is hanging. After this, boom, boom, boom. Everything on the board is hanging. I feel like I'll be in good shape. Yeah, okay. They will probably go here next. So let's think about this. I take... Let's say they don't take. Let's say they go maximum aggro. They go here, threatening mate in 1. I go here. They go here. They're threatening a mate in 2 now. I think I can just... Can I maybe even just run away in that case? So, yeah, I think we can take here. I didn't calculate that out as carefully as maybe I should have. But I think this should slow them enough. I go here. They go here. And in fact, I can go there. Then they got to go there, there, there. Like, this is getting to be kind of a long-winded affair. And maybe even after here, here, I go here. They go here. I slide there. And say, get out of here. I think this works out. I think that was the right idea, though, to threaten that mate in 1. Make me have to deal with that. They can take this now if they want, or they can set up another potential mate threat. I just don't think they're getting the mate. If they don't get the mate, things are looking rough. I really want to go here. Like, if I can get away with that move, I will be in business. So let's say they go there. Okay, so if they go there... Can I even get away with saving my knight? Because I still have that move and this move. Okay. I guess it's interesting. This, I can't go here like I was thinking I would be able to, right? I'm cut off from that square. If I go here, and they go here, and I go here, then they have to run away. But my queen is in a bad spot. If I go here and here... There's just no way to protect against that mate. If I go here, and then they go there, they've got that. So I go there, they go there. I move my knight to say here, or no, I take the queen here. Oh, and then I threaten that spot. Oh, this looks very promising. Okay, but before I do it, what if I go here and they just go bam? Then the threatening mate down here. Yeah, I guess that probably doesn't work very well. Do I just go here? And then here. 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 And I've basically given back all the material, which is quite annoying. I think oh, okay, I'll come back to this. Yeah, I guess that just doesn't work, right? I think this is the best way to keep all the material and prevent the mate. I think this works. And I can still take the pawn this way. So I'm assuming this is coming, and if so, I go here. And I think I'm in very good shape. Maybe there's some cool ideas of like that. It's possible. Oh, but I guess it'll be harder with my rook here. Yeah, I'm going to put my rook here. Okay, and then I'm going to go here with the queen. And now you have to evacuate. And yes, my queen is not well placed. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, I love that. I think I'm going to go here. And just say, like, okay, now I am doubled on the open file. Maybe we're looking at this, but I don't think that works. Okay, and they just resigned. Okay. So, a pretty quick one. I'm kind of surprised got it done so fast. Let's take a look at this game. I don't even quite know what happened there. Like, how did it fall apart so hard for my opponent? So we played into this Mendeno variation. And this is all book. And then this is not book. This is like way, way down on the list. The number 1 move is just to solidify. And then I'm supposed to go here, which I think is hard. Okay, I think the reason is because if you go here, then they can go here right away. No, that is not the reason. So that's something to investigate. Maybe it's because, maybe not immediately, but maybe soon they have this. Although this is the second best move, so both of these are fine. So that's something I need to look at. Second best move is to go here, and then go here, castles, develop, and we're in pretty much the same spot. But they made kind of a weird move and just like let us figure this out. And like the database says that black wins the majority of these games. The computer says it's zeros. What are you guys talking about? Humans, why are you so bad? But I see why, right? It looks like a very similar setup to an exchange variation, only the queen is in a weird spot. So that is the normal move. These are all the normal moves. That is not, usually people just castle. Which makes sense, because as we saw, we were able to get some play out of the fact that he's not castled yet with this idea. And then this is all fine. Took away my chance to win. But this, I thought maybe something like this was in the cards. Let's see what the engine says about that. The engine says black is crushing there, because of course they would just take here and win everything, right? Like boom, boom, boom. So I don't know what I was talking about there. That's ridiculous. So this is like the only move. I think it was here I was saying that maybe now they could start the attack. But no, they castled, which seems fine. We castled, everything is even. This is like a pretty even game. I took, which the computer says is probably not the best. Like, we're giving up our bishop for that knight kind of for no reason. And then that's the mistake. They should have gone here, which is what I had calculated they would do, right? I thought then I would go here, and then that loses instantly. That just loses the game to several moves, here or here. But this mate in one threat, which seems weird to me, because I thought I could parry it, and I'm up a pawn. But computer shows like here or here, either one to get on this diagonal to go here. And then I guess in this variation there's no way to stop it, right? Because I can't now go here because the rook is in the way. So if I try to set that up, they're just mating me. So yeah, that's very interesting that I missed that. If I were to take there, it would actually be mate or a huge loss of material. But my opponent missed it. They just, oops, let's go back. My opponent missed it. They took back, which let me make the really strong move, the only move, in fact, in the position to go here, and then everything tumbles from here. So yeah, it's kind of how chess often works, right? It's like you get that moment, and then if you miss it, everything can kind of fall apart from there, right? And I got that fork in, and I found this defense, which I was pretty happy with, even though that computer says that's not quite the best defense. The best way would be to go, oh, whatever, it's the same thing. It's still coming in here. But this is just a little bit more active, right? This is a very passive way to do my plan. This is a much more active way to do the plan, right? I'm still planning to do this if they go in here. But then if they don't, my queen is really well positioned. So while it's kind of a doesn't matter move, it's actually a big difference. Like, I'm kind of annoyed with myself that I made such a worse move, which ended up being exactly the same with how it played out. Like, I was going to end up on f8 anyway. And then now, my opponent's just way, way behind. Oh, yeah, my opponent just resigned right here, too. All right, so interesting that the big takeaway is that here I thought I was making a good idea. The computer says no. The best way to handle this would be to come back here, provide support here. You're still attacking this. You can go here. The game is essentially an even game. By taking here, it's still even, but it's, why did you do that? And now white will go here, and then now you have to take back here and here. And yes, it's even, but what pawn structure would you rather have? I don't know. Do you really want the mangled pawns around the king? And we would end up with something like this, where, white is going to be able to go here. Their pawns are not so bad. Our king is kind of exposed. It's probably even. We'll probably trade the pieces off, and it'll be fine. But my opponent made a huge mistake there and went there. And then basically the game was over because I found the one move. So it was interesting. This little sequence was a couple of only moves, right? It's like I went here. My opponent has an only move. They missed their only move. I have an only move. I found my only move. And that right there, that was the whole game. Their only move and my only move. Those were the two moves. And now I'm, have a huge lead and an easy one, right? It's not like one of those leads where you're like, oh, there's a lot of work to be done. It's kind of like, well, I'm going to get this pawn now. Like, things are just falling apart for my opponent. So, interesting stuff. And then, let's see, in the opening, my opponent made kind of one of those mistakes in chess where it's like, one of the points of this opening is you get to go here and you keep this tension, and it's kind of like, who's going to be the one to break it and sort of define the position? And my opponent allowed it to be very easily definable in a way that's not good for me. I'm not winning, but it's fine for me, right? Like, it's a totally fine position. I think my opponent thought that, like, they did it because then they would have this check. But it doesn't, a check doesn't really do anything, right? It's kind of like, okay, you got that check, cool. So, I think that's going to wrap it up. It was kind of a quick game. Again, it just comes down, a lot of chess comes down to one moment, right? Like, my opponent really only made the one mistake. The computer says they played very well. They were an 84%. It gave me a 93% despite my... Oh, no. I didn't make the mistake, right? I would have made the mistake potentially. And so that's another interesting takeaway, right? I get to walk away and be like, oh, I played such a great game. But if we're being really real, if this position had happened, would I have lost the game? If they had taken here, would I have gone here and lost the game? Because I thought they were going here, and then I was going to go here, and I thought this is a pretty even game. I should be okay. It is not at all an even game because of this situation. They get to sneak in, and they get the mate. So, fascinating stuff. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time on the road to 2200.